Hi, thanks for coming. Please have a seat. It's really good to see you again. How have you been? Oh, that's great. Okay. So before we begin, I just want to cover a few things that we talked about last week. First, we talked about your difficulty of getting to your kids' activities and how that was making you feel. We talked a little bit about how you were falling behind at work and the stress that that was creating. And then you made the comment of being afraid of not becoming the person you used to be. And I asked you a question on if you could be that person, what would it look like? And you began to explain to me a person that was full of energy and life, and your whole countenance changed. It was really beautiful to see. And then lastly, at the end, we talked a little bit about how you felt on certain days that you just want to stay home and stay in bed and drink. And this was just to cover up those feelings that you were dealing with. So, with that said, what would you like to talk about today? Okay. All areas of your life? Excuse me. So tell me, is there an area of your life you're not having problems? Okay, right, all right. So then it would be safe to say that you're not having problems in all areas of your life, but you're having problems in some areas of your life. Right, okay. Okay, really? So what brought you to the realization that you need to be here? Okay, I'm listening, great. Yeah? Well, that sounds like you've done a lot of thinking. You've put a lot of thought into this. That's great. Okay. I understand. Well, from what I see, you've made the biggest step already by admitting that you need to be here. And that itself is a very brave decision. Right? I applaud you for that. I understand. Being afraid of change is normal. But I did notice that you stated something I can change. So tell me more about this something you can change. Okay. Really? Well, making a decision to stop drinking is a very big change. Yes. Okay. Well, what you're feeling again is normal. You're used to using alcohol as a way to cope with those feelings. And you're afraid that by taking the alcohol away, that sadness won't go away. You won't know how to cope with it. But I'm here to tell you that when we get to that point, we'll learn some new coping skills and we'll learn how to deal with that sadness without the use of alcohol. Right. But again, what you're feeling is completely normal. Right. Okay. So before we go any further, I think we need to stop because we're about out of time. So I just want to summarize real quick before we end. We talked about the areas of your life that you are having problems, and we do now know that you're not having problems in all areas of your life. We've talked about this decision that you've made that you do need to be here, and then even greater, the decision that maybe you do need to stop drinking. And then with that, we talked a little bit about the fear that comes with it and not being able to deal with the feelings and the sadness, which is, again, normal. I understand your fear, and that is something we will talk about more later. And then, of course, in the future, we'll talk about more coping mechanisms and how to deal with those feelings. So with that said, is there anything that you would like to add? Okay. Well, it's really been great to see you. I'm really glad you could be here, and I really look forward to seeing you again next week. Right. All right. Well, have a good week. Thanks. Bye.